everybody. For today's story, I thought I'd come outside and do it because it's been such a lovely day. It's been nice and warm, the sun's been out, and it's turned into a really fine evening. Now you guys hopefully have already been in bed for quite some time now, but later on at night it gets beautiful and dark outside. And I'm quite lucky where I live. I can get up and I can look up at the skies there. I see some amazing stars up in the sky. So I thought, let's do the story outside for a change. I can have a fire going, I can have a little drink, and I can have my light out here so I can see what I'm reading. And if we're lucky enough, we might be able to hear some of the owls. I have owls around here, sometimes you hear them, or even a fox. Sometimes you hear the foxes screaming in the middle of the night. So let's go. This story we're going to read about today is a really great one. I've not read it before. And it's called Boris Goes Camping. I mean, going camping, fantastic. What a great idea. I've been dying to go out and get into my tent the last few days. In fact, don't tell anybody, but last week I put the tent up in the garden here to test it out. And I really thought about sleeping in it overnight, but then thought, no, hold off for a while. But you know what? I might get it out again at the weekend and sleep in it. Let's get on with our story. Boris Goes Camping. And this is by somebody called Carrie Weston and Tim Warnes. Two people wrote this book. Should be a good one. Boris Goes Camping. The day that Miss Cluck was taking the class camping, everyone was very excited. When Miss Cluck said that it was almost time to set off, all the animals squealed with delight. And here's the animals. I can see a fox here, chicken, a big rabbit, by the look of it, a mole, I think, a tiny mouse, and this massive bear in the corner. Woo. Letitia the rabbit carried her butterfly net. Maxwell the mole clutched his teddy. The little mice each had a basket. Fergus the fox cub was given the map. And Boris was put in charge of... What could Boris be put in charge of, I wonder? The chicken? Absolutely everything else. For Boris was an enormous, hairy, scary, grizzly bear. But he was also rather kind and helpful. Bravo, said Miss Cluck, as Boris heaved the huge bag on his back. What would we do without you? And there's Boris, and look at the size of that bag. It's like when we go out and do forest school stuff. Huge. It's got all sorts in there. I can see something that looks like a guitar or a banjo or maybe a ukulele sticking out the top. Obviously very strong. Miss Cluck and her class set off through the woods. Letitia chased after butterflies. Fergus puzzled over the map. Maxwell got Teddy stuck up a tree. And the mice struggled with their baskets. Eventually, Boris caught up with them all. Poor Miss Cluck blew her whistle. This really won't do, she said. We must stay together. Then Boris had an idea. He found room for everything in his bag, even the tired mice. Bravo, Boris, cheered his friends. Before long, they came to a little bridge. Boris and Letitia dropped twigs into the stream. Come on, Boris. Go, Letitia. Then everyone rushed to the other side of the bridge to see whose would come out first. You know what that game's called, I wonder? Ask your mums and dads, they might be able to tell you what that game's called. When you drop a piece of wood into the river or the stream or whatever, and it drops in the water, and then there's like a race between two of them going underneath the bridge. But somehow Boris forgot about the bag on his back. Somehow Maxwell's teddy went splash into the water. Somehow the mice managed to cling on. Maxwell let out an enormous wail. "Oh, Boris!" he cried. Poor Boris felt so clumsy and ashamed. Miss Cluck carefully leaned over the bridge with Letitia's butterfly net, but it was no good. Teddy was floating away. Boris decided it was time to be brave. He leapt into the water. Splash! All the way up to his hairy knees. Oh, that water wasn't very deep, was it? Thanks. Oh, hurry, Boris, said Miss Cluck. Boris scooped Teddy safely out of the water. Now there were two dripping wet bears. and Maxwell hugged them both. Boris is the biggest, bravest, best bear, said Maxwell. Bravo, Boris, agreed Miss Cluck. Now let's set up camp before there are any more incidents. The animals gathered around while Miss Cluck explained how to build a teepee. It all sounded very easy. Letitia and Maxwell collected sticks, the mice chewed off some lengths of rope, Boris helped Fergus spread out the canvas. Then they all tried to put it all together. But it was not so easy. Not at all easy. Oh dear. It looks like when we're building a den at school. Once the teepee was up, the fun really began. Miss Cluck got out a new box of chalks and let everyone draw on the teepee. And they called it Camp Cluck. I like that, that's pretty cool. And what a great teepee. And a teepee is like a tent, but it's like a sort of, almost a triangular shape, like a conical shape, a cone almost. It's got lots of sticks and a big tarpaulin wrapped around it. We could make these at school with all our sticks and our big tarps, definitely. It looked wonderful. Boris put Maxwell's teddy on top of it, and off they went to pick berries for supper. Miss Cluck showed them which ones were good to eat. Boris carried the full baskets while the other animals hurriedly excited back up to camp. But they were in for a shock. What could it possibly be? For their wonderful teepee wasn't quite so wonderful anymore. Someone had drawn on Miss Cluck's face. Someone had pulled down all the sticks. And someone was going to be in big trouble. Miss Cluck was very, very angry indeed. She marched straight up to the bulging canvas, reached underneath and pulled out 2 very naughty little wolf cubs. The cubs wriggled and struggled. "Do your parents know you're out in the woods?" asked Miss Cluck in her firmest voice. "We don't care," yelled one of the cubs rudely. "Our daddy is a big, bad wolf." "He's much bigger than you," said the other, even more rudely, "and he eats chickens for..." oh dear, "supper," boomed Boris with a great big berry-stained grin. "Yikes, it's a grizzly bear! Help, it's a hungry bear!" "Phew, it's Boris Bear," says Miss Cluck. The naughty little wolf cubs turned on their heels and fled. Boris was most confused. "Oh, Boris, what a brave bear you are," smiled Miss Cluck. "Now let's put the teepee back together." Bravo for hairy Boris. Hairy, scary Boris. That evening, Boris and his friends ate a supper of toasted marshmallows and berries until the sun went down. We do toasted marshmallows, yum yum. Then Miss Cluck got out her guitar and they sang songs under the stars. Yeah, there's Boris, he's got his marshmallow on a stick there. Boris felt his eyelids grow heavy. It was tiring being a big brave bear. "I think I might go to bed now," he yawned. "Sleep tight. Good night, Boris." "Night night," they said. Boris snuggled down happily inside the teepee and was soon snoring. A little later, Fergus, then Letitia, Maxwell with Teddy, the mice and Miss Cluck crept into the teepee. There wasn't much room, but nobody minded a bit. After all, everyone had a nice soft place to sleep. You probably can't see it very well from there, but they're all sleeping right alongside the big bear, big old Boris. Even Miss Cluck. "Bravo, Boris," she whispered, and she fell asleep. Now, I like that story because, number one, I like the fact that it's all about camping, and I love camping, and I think it's great fun, but also the fact that it sort of makes me feel a bit tired. I love the idea of everybody doing lots of exciting adventures and then wearing themselves out and getting a little bit tired in the evening. And I'm starting to feel a little bit tired now because it is quite late. I won't tell you what time it is because I'll probably get in trouble, but it's pretty late now. So I'm going to finish my drink here. I'm going to wait till my fire is burnt down, then I'm going to put it out safely, the embers, and I'm going to go inside. Now I hope you've had a really nice holiday. It has been a long 2-week Easter break, been a very funny Easter break for us all, but it's been an Easter break. And Monday, school, although it's not open again, but there'll be some stuff on the website that you can look at again from school. Mrs. Dryden will put lots of exciting things for you to do. But also you can always email things in for us. Photos are fantastic, anything you've been up to. And if you were like these guys, and do a bit of camping in the garden, because we can't go anywhere at the moment, take some photos, send them in for me, because that would be awesome. And you can make your own pretend tents, can't you? Get yourself a blanket, get a bit of rope or a bit of string or a washing line or a few bits of wood. Create yourself a little tent in the garden. Take yourself out there, a nice little teddy bear with you to keep you company, and let's have some photos. That'll be amazing. You don't have to have a fire, but you can pretend to build one, can't you? We all know how to build a fire, so you can pretend to build one without actually getting it started. You can have some great fun though out in the garden. So try and get your mums and dads to do it with you. Tell them the adventures we've had when we've been out in the garden. Not in the garden, but we've been out in the field, and we've had our own little fires, and we've had marshmallows, and we've done all sorts of amazing things. Get them involved, tell them how to do it, show them how to do things safely. In the meantime, I hope you're well, hope you're safe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. We're all missing you all at school, and we hope to be back together again in the not too distant future. See you later, guys. Bye bye.